What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Torrent Podcast. I'm your host, Nick, alongside Alan and Matt, and today we have a very special review for you guys. It is Kasey Musgraves' Grammy Winning Album, Golden Hour. Guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
So great.
Have you guys ever had betta fish, like, as pets?
Betta fish? No, I've known people who have it, but I've never.
I have vicariously through Zach.
Oh, really?
Because Zach used to have betta fish. They're fine. They're cool, I guess.
I had one for, like, maybe, like, 3 or 4 months, and then it, like, I read up on it, I did everything I could, and it died, and I felt really bad, and I had to, like, flush it and stuff.
Ah,
Yeah.
yikes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I miss him.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was. It was after a famous rapper. Crap.
You forgot his name, dude?
I
Yeah, I
know.
forgot
I
his
take it
name.
back. I'm not sad.
Yeah.
You're a terrible owner.
Wait, no,
Save your condolences, Nick.
Yeah.
He sings that Unforgettable song.
Unforgivable.
You are unforgettable. Need to get you alone.
More like unforgivable. You don't know his name.
Yeah.
Is it for Unforgettable? I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
That one?
French Montana. That was the name of my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah, French Montana.
Ooh, also a good horse name for Red Dead Redemption 2 Online.
Wait, is that what you named your horse?
No.
Oh.
That is good.
Shout out to Texas Roadhouse, my number one stag. Anyway,
What made you think of that?
I have no idea. No idea. All right, guys, let's get back to let's focus it back in here.
Yeah.
So, guys, today we decided to do a full-length album review of Kasey Musgraves' Golden Hour. Now, to kind of get this started off, because this is kind of a out there review for us. This isn't something we normally talk about, this genre of music. But I happened to catch the Grammy winners because it is we're kind of just coming off of award season with the Oscars behind us now and everything else. But I happened to just take a look at who won the Grammys this year, and I noticed there's this country artist called Kasey Musgraves who won Album of the Year, and I just happened to decide to check it out. And I started listening to this album, and I'm like, God, this isn't really typically my cup of tea, but I'm listening to this, and I'm captivated. I'm captivated by the sound. Yeah, I was. I liked it more than I thought I should have. It was kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I texted you guys about it. I got immediate response from the both of you saying you guys just love this artist, love a lot of the songs she's producing, and so we've been listening to her for a little bit, and we're kind of comfortable enough, and we decided to do a full-length review of her album. So I think we're all kind of fans of this now. This might not be something we normally care to admit that we listen to on a regular basis, and let's be honest here, guys, her music is not really, we're not the demographic. Late 20s straight white males is not the demographic for this album. Let's be real. But she's a fantastic artist. She's very talented, and it seems like this album blends a lot of genres. So, guys, I'm going to start off by saying let's talk about the album in broad terms here. I'm going to ask a question here. So the album is called Golden Hour, and the golden hour refers to the time of day, either sunrise or sunset, when you get kind of this colored hue in the sky. Everything kind of, the world, you get kind of two different flavors of atmosphere here. So what would you guys prefer, sunrise or sunset? What's your favorite golden hour, essentially?
Probably sunrise, but I don't see it often enough.
Okay.
So, but I think the metaphors of sunrise I like more.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Matt in this one. I like the metaphor, or I like the idea of sunrise, where it's like a new beginning and a new day, and things are kind of like just starting and just beginning, and you have like a whole day ahead of you. So
interesting. Yep. I'm gonna have to go the other side. I think sunset's cooler. I always envision like coastal city. It's that time of day where all the lights, you could see the car lights and the street lights vibrantly, but also there's still enough daylight that you still kind of see things as you normally would during the day. You kind of get that in-between kind of vibe. You get the excitement of maybe going out at night after that. So I kind of think I'm digging Sunset a little bit more. I think it's kind
Were
of
you
more
one of those people?
romantic.
Were you one of those people in like photography class that where the project would be like go and like take a picture of something beautiful, and you would like take a picture of something and there'd be like a sunset in the background. Sunsets are so beautiful, and like
Nope.
everyone in the fucking class did that.
Never took a photography class, but you're
Oh.
damn right.
You would be one of those people.
Yeah, so like I was saying, this was a surprise must listen for us, and so why don't you guys give me just some of your overall impressions of this album as a whole here? Kind of some of your first thoughts when listening to her for the first time.
Okay. Honestly, I've never heard of Kasey Musgraves before Nick recommended me this album. And I listened to I think Butterflies was the first song I heard, and I was like, man, this is really good. It's like really like upbeat, like, and I love that like basic rock beat, like the ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. It just like drives the melody, and like it's just like a good song to listen to when you're driving, which is when I first listened to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, this is great. Then I listened to Slow Burn. Love Slow Burn. When those drums come in, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
song's so good. And then so that was great. And just every song I listened to, I was just like, this just sounds kind of like good pop with like some banjo, which is very cool. Banjo is a cool instrument. I was really digging the instrument choices, how poppy it was, how like catchy and everything was. It was great. And then I found out that she was country, and I was like,
Right.
oh well, I guess this doesn't really change how I feel just because I liked all the songs so much. So honestly, I'm not surprised I like the album. It's a good pop album, and it's just like really catchy. It's almost like a Vanessa Carlton type thing for me, where I love Vanessa Carlton, and I love this album. So
You know, I think it's actually classified as a country album, but it just so happens that she blends so many elements of other genres into it. Because I think it did win Best Country something. I think one of her songs won Best Country Song as well. It might have been Butterflies, actually.
okay.
So Matt, is this slowly again turning the tide for you for country music a touch?
I hope so. I wish I liked country more than I do. If country sounded like this with like the good, I don't like her voice does not. Well, I guess there's a tiny maybe bit of countryness.
Like twang? Not really.
Yeah.
It's very minimal.
Ah,
If
well,
that.
I kind of disagree. Actually, I definitely hear it.
Oh, really?
I mean,
thought you had that face
I'm
on
picking up.
because-
I'm picking it up for sure, but it's not.
It's not heavy. No.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
that makes me like her more because to me I hear it a little bit, but not that badly. It's just mostly like singing, and I just don't like the countryness, especially when it's like so heavy. Oh my god. Yeah. So I hope that I start to like country a little bit more, but I think I mostly just like alternative rock and indie rock and
Okay.
folk. So
Yeah.
yeah.
when Nick recommended this, I remember immediately looking and seeing country, and I was just like, "Oh, cool! Like, I'll definitely check this out." And then I like right away, Matt, you texted and was like, "This is awesome!" And I was like, "Whoa, hold up! A country singer that Matt just agreed that he liked?" And I was like, "All right, I'm listening to this whole album right now." So I threw it on, and just jammed out to it, and I just thought it was great. Like, one of my immediate thoughts was how much it reminded me of like an early Taylor Swift, where she kind of did like the whole country thing, but was sort of had a pop feel, and now she kind of transitioned into pop.
I'm going to interject
reminded me
though,
so
on,
much
on
of
this
that.
point a little bit. I think that I like Kasey Musgraves a lot more than I like Taylor Swift for this reason. And I think her songwriting is a little bit more mature. It's Taylor Swift without all the angst and all the heartbreak and all the stupid relationship stuff that I really don't care for in music too much. I think Kasey Musgraves is I'm gonna call her Taylor Swift for sane people, essentially.
Yeah.
Just way less drama, just kind of chill and more of a much more mature vibe. So I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has the sound of her, but like you're right, it's the topics and what she sings about are just so much more like emotionally just so like stable. Like it's not like
Yes.
very angsty and like in your face and like I can't believe you broke up with me, or like we're never like gonna ever talk again. It's more just like crappy stuff happens sometimes and really good stuff happens sometimes, and I'm just gonna sing about it and like how it makes me feel. And it was just such a cool vibe for an album. So
Yeah. And I think in this album in particular, Golden Hour, she really nails a melancholy vibe. I mean, you come out of this listening and you're kind of bummed out, but ultimately you're kind of also really happy. And I think a lot of the songs on this album really play up that theme, kind of like I said, that you get that melancholy type vibe, and I think that's why it's kind of addicting to us. Especially if you like that feeling and like we listen to a lot of music where that invokes that kind of vibe. So I think this album specifically was kind of right up our alley.
And can I say this because I discovered it?
Sure.
She openly admits to writing a good majority of this album on LSD. So like she was just tripping on acid,
So did the
writing
Beatles.
this album, writing songs, and it just worked for her. And she said she's not like a big LSD person, like she wouldn't do it again. But for some reason, it just felt right to do LSD and write this album, and we got this masterpiece. So
Yeah.
you know, props to her for being openly admitting about it and like just taking it as it was. So.
For sure, and I bet you this happens. I mean, obviously, we know this has happened a lot. You know, a lot of big artists take some drugs and they make musical masterpieces. So, yeah, I mean, good on her for admitting it. And do you think that takes away from any of her songwriting ability, or do you think it's just something that, you know, her ability is just kind of opens up and allows her to do her best work because of this drug, or do you think the opposite?
I used to think that about artists if they like used drugs or something that wasn't. I don't know. It's so murky now. To me, I'm just kind of like, you know what? They wrote it. If they were on drugs, then they were on drugs. I don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
It's still a good album. Also, though, she probably had tons of like producers and stuff like that to help write these songs. So
Oh, sure. Like,
Yeah, but they were all on LSD too. Like it was.
yeah,
right?
they get a circle,
Well,
they just take some peyote,
that's
and
a
they
good
just,
point,
you know,
maybe.
yeah.
Quaaludes and
Vodka, Tito's and tonic and Quaaludes, yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like, you know what? I really enjoy this song. It makes me feel great. Or like this album. A lot
Yeah.
of the songs make me feel great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to overanalyze like why I feel so great on them. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm cool with it. Well,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
let it exist. I don't.
We get you. Yeah, we feel you.
To counter Matt a little bit, I think it kind of depends. So like the way I see it, you know, maybe she's just the type of person that is like it's difficult to open up and difficult to talk about your emotions and that kind of stuff. And LSD has been known to treat like PTSD and a lot of like emotional issues that people have because it really lets you open up and like be very intrinsic and look at things in a different scope and really understand your feelings and how you feel. And if that drug kind of helped her get to that place where she could break down these walls, she could get rid of insecurities and just sing from her heart how she felt about things. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's an okay means to create music if it's something that helps you get past this barrier and really express what you want to feel. So,
Right.
Yeah, man.
Nice. Well said.
gosh, you Matt, what's up? Rebuttal that shit. Sorry.
Boom.
I would like to rebuttal that. Yeah, I'm angry about the LSD.
So like I said, Grammy winning artist and Grammy winning album for best album. It blends a bunch of genres. I mean, first and foremost, it's a country album. We get a little bit of an alternative vibe in there, both indie and folk, and all this stuff. We get some, we get a dance track in there a little bit, little some groove.
A high horse.
Yeah, from High Horse. It's a little dancey. We get some cool electronics. We get some synth vocals, some synth sounds, some really cool stuff that you wouldn't necessarily expect on your typical country album. So, with that said, I think we're ready. Let's dive into this album here, and we'll talk about some songs in a little bit of depth here.
Can I start with Slow Burn?
Yeah. So off the top, we got our first track, Slow Burn. Go ahead, Matt. Take us away.
Okay, so this song, it seems a little bit slow at first, but it's got like a real great guitar, like in the background, like super awesome acoustic guitar. I think this is a song Alan would probably say her voice sounds like got the country twang a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it at all. And it's like it picks up maybe like halfway through where they get like a kind of a cool like chill drum in the background, like a cool beat going. And it is awesome. It's just like so relaxing. You could do like whatever you want while listening to the song. It's really, really great. The lyrics are really good. It's about like kind of just like enjoying being with someone and just like letting it go slow, like, you know, no rush. Great song. Love it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good track to start the album off with, and you definitely get country stylings in there. It's a definite country song, and she adds a little bit layer in there. And for me, this song, in keeping with the theme of, keeping with the name of the song, I thought this was a kind of a slow burn song. It's kind of a down tempo song, just kind of chugs along, and the highs aren't too high, the lows aren't too low. It's like watching like a True Detective. It's just a slow burn song.
Yeah.
Not to be too cliche about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it sets a great mood for the album, and it just gives you kind of it's a good exposition to what this kind of story that she's telling throughout the album, and it just kind of puts you in the mindset to really get in the right feel space for what you're going to go through this album. So I think it was a good one to have as a leading.
Yeah. Okay, so next we go right into Lonely Weekend. And for me, I like this track a lot. Lonely Weekend was, I thought, a really good second track for the album. This one has more of an alternative rock kind of vibe to it with a really catchy hook. It's got that melancholy vibe to it. It starts a little sad. It starts with some minor chords or whatever, but I think towards the end of the track, it gets a little happier, it gets a little brighter in tone. And I kind of like the message of the song. It just got, she talks about sometimes it's just okay to be happy and hang out with yourself. You don't have to hang out with anybody, or it's just okay to be by yourself sometimes. So Lonely Weekend, I thought it was a awesome track. One of my favorites on the album.
Totally agree. Love the vibe of it. Or not the vibe, like the theme. Lonely Weekend, like being by herself and she's cool with it. Love that. Because I feel that a lot. So
No, it's great, yeah.
Somehow Kasey Musgraves' album, which this doesn't happen very often, but just like I won't listen to it for like a whole day or like 2 days, and then all of a sudden they just get stuck in my head out of nowhere.
Yes, I agree.
For some reason, Lonely Weekend is one of the songs that gets stuck in my head most frequently.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
For me, this next song is the one that gets stuck in my head, just out of nowhere, will just come into my head. Butterflies?
Yeah.
Great
Take it away.
song off this. This one just immediately caught me. It's probably one of my top like 2 songs in the album. I think it's like tied between this one and another one. But this is just the one that like comes to my head in the middle of the day, and I'm just like working, and all of a sudden I like, need to put it on. I throw on my headphones, I listen to it and jam out to it. I remember like texting Megan like, "Hey, you need to listen to this song Butterflies," and she kind of texted me back and was like, "Yeah, it's great." And I'm like, "No, it's so good." And I was just like, "Oh, yeah." And so, yeah, it's just an awesome song.
This song for me was the song that really got me hooked on Kasey Musgraves. I think it took me to this song in the album to really go, whoa, like this is something different. This is something beyond, what I thought it was. And I shouldn't really do this, but there is another popular podcast called Switched on Pop that I do listen to, and they do really good musical breakdowns, and I recommend everyone check out their episode of Butterflies, where they really, really break down from a musical perspective this song. And everything in this song kind of goes right back and gives you the imagery of either an actual butterfly or having butterflies in your stomach. And what she does musically is like awesome. Like from the moment, like the song opens up on a snare halfway through the riff, which kind of sets you a little uneasy, right? And it gives you butterflies. And even some of her the way she sings, she goes low, she goes high. It's kind of like how a butterfly would fly in the air. A lot of these allusions to butterflies, they do an amazing
Dude, that's
job.
some LSD shit right there, dude.
Exactly. No, it is. It really is. And the part of the song that really gets me is the lyrics where she says, "Untangled all the strings around my wings that were tied." The harmonies on that part, dude, just I get like goosebumps. It's a total eargasm every time that part comes.
Yes,
it's so good. It's so good.
Nick, would you say you get butterflies in your stomach?
I would get all the butterflies in my stomach for this song, yes.
Orgasming butterflies in your stomach.
Right. Just LSD,
Right, well.
bright rainbow colors. Yeah, for sure. What else you guys got to say about this track? Because this is my favorite on the album, I think, for sure, without a doubt.
I really like this song a lot. It's not my favorite.
Wow.
I like how. Whoa, Alan! You know
Stop
my
the
favorite is.
podcast, Nick. Stop the podcast.
No,
Blasphemy.
it's not my favorite, but I
Why don't you have
like.
the same opinion as us, Matt?
This is why we started the podcast. Yeah, it's great, and I do like the other podcast, the Switch on Pop pointed it out, the little like the synth vocals that they put in there sometimes on like the fourth note or whatever of certain measures and stuff, which says things like chrysalis and all that stuff. Love that. Love those. Very cool song. But speaking of my favorite songs on the album, guys, Oh What a World, or as Alexa says it, playing Oh What a World by Kasey Musgraves.
Add that extra beat in there. Oh,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Well, it's got the comma there. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta pause for a second.
And I know that she says it like that because this is my most requested song on Alexa.
This song's showing up on Matt's most played 2019 playlist.
I'm sure it will. This song is amazing. Amazing. Synth vocals, love that. Love that so much. There's like a slide guitar in the background.
Yes.
The banjo comes in.
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere it comes in.
Right. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Her the way she sings is just kind of like laid back. It's not like every note. It's like kind of in between, and then her voice sounds great. The chorus, like oh what a world, so good.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm listening to it right now. I'm getting sweaty. I love this song so much. This song, like when you're driving and you're just like looking out the window, like I almost got into multiple accidents listening to the song and staring out the window while I was driving. So that is a
grabbing the
ringing,
handlebar, just
ringing endorsement for how much I like the song. And I put my own life in jeopardy multiple times.
Wow, you hear that, Kasey Musgraves? Matt's willing to die for you,
and possibly cause a horrific accident with other people. So anyway, let's pretend I didn't say that. But yeah, really love the song so much.
Agreed. Nice.
Oh,
and then the next track,
whoa! You guys aren't gonna weigh in on the
Dude,
song?
You nailed it.
I have nothing else to say. I mean,
good save. Thanks, Alan.
No, seriously, like that was literally everything I
mean, I was gonna talk about the synth vocals in the beginning, which leads into the banjo part, but you kind of touched on it. I mean, that's what it is.
And the chorus where it's like, oh what, oh, like it's just that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. Okay.
So then we got the songs "Mother" and "Love Is a Wild Thing." Those didn't really speak to me too much, but they're decent songs. But I don't really have too much to say about them. How about you guys?
Fuck them. I mean, they're fine.
They're fine.
There's better ones we can move on to.
Yeah.
The chorus in "Love Is a Wild Thing" I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
So that one is okay, but yeah, I agree with you. Let's move on.
And then we got the most cliched song on the album, which is "Space Cowboy." I mean,
that one's got some country twang to it.
Yeah. It's very cliche. There's not much I can say about it. It's a country song. I don't know. So we'll skip past that one. Which brings us to our next song, Happy and Sad, which I want to talk about. And I put this on the same level as Lonely Weekend. I like the song as well, very much. It starts off with this really cool breakbeat opening and this really cool like beat behind it, which I think, Matt, you would appreciate as kind of a part-time song creator. This is another one of those kind of like melancholy songs, and I just really like this one. I'm digging the vibe of this song, happy and sad.
Okay, you're right. I do like the song. I don't really like the lyrics. Lyrics are okay. Don't really like the melody of the vocals, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Sometimes they're just like I feel that way about things, and I'm not exactly sure what. I don't really like the melody that much. I do. You're right though. The beat sounds good. The chorus sound like you just feel good. It's like a full sound. Like that's the one thing I want to say about this album is that everything is so well produced and so well mastered.
Yes.
All of the instruments sound amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, just like the whole, like so when you're like making a song, and you're looking at like the frequency of like all the instruments.
Mm-hmm.
This song I just think has everything perfectly balanced, and like that's kind of what mastering means, is that like there's not like two large peaks in like one frequency. Everything is just so perfectly just like mastered and
Yeah.
balanced. It's just so like this song is just another example of how great everything sounds all together.
You know, I'm gonna comment on. I'm gonna add on to that. I have like a Google Home, and I just decided to play it on my Google Home or my Google Mini up in my bedroom, and while I was like getting ready, just casually listening to the album. And I have to say, listening to it on that is a completely different experience than listening to it with good quality headphones. For some, like you need to have really good headphones in order to listen to this album, because you start to appreciate all the little stuff that she puts into the music, and it becomes a whole different experience. And I think without that sound quality, you lose a lot of what makes this album great, and it just becomes it just sounds like your standard, you know, female pop artist. It sounds different to me. I had a much different experience listening to it on my speaker than I did listening to it in my headphones, and so I definitely recommend getting very good headphones and listening to this album, because
I agree.
It'll change things. Yeah, it'll change things a lot for you.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. So then, did you have anything you wanted to add, Alan? Or
No, let's get into Velvet Elvis, because
Cool.
this is a tight song.
Yeah, Velvet Elvis. So part R&B song, part Elvis tribute song.
It's got like a little funk to it too.
Yes, yeah. I'm kind of digging this song. It's different. It's a different type of track, and obviously a lot of the allusions made in the song, with allusions with an A, kind of on the nose lyrics, soft to the touch. Even the whole sound, it's got to get this nice warm, fuzzy, velvety maybe sound to the whole thing. Really driving home the point of Velvet Elvis. So what did you guys think about this one?
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't, the best song on the album or
Yeah.
one of my top songs, but it was definitely just a good listen. I remember hearing it and just being like, oh, like just again, her bringing in all these different inspirations of music types, where there's just so much that goes into these different songs that is different. And there's just such a wide variety of genres that play into these songs. And she just got a really, really cool inspiration from like a very R&B funk type of feel. And it made a really cool kind of still sort of country song somehow mixed into it. And it was cool.
Yeah. Anything to add, Matt?
No, I didn't care for this one as much as you guys did.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I understand that it wasn't
I don't like
amazing,
Elvis
but-
that much. But
Yeah.
yeah. I still definitely like even like the worst song on this album, or like the songs that I don't like on this album, are still good to listen to. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
yeah.
And then the next one on the album is called Wonder Woman. I didn't have anything to say about that track. This is one of the ones for me, Matt, where I just didn't really care for the melodies in that song. And
Wow, I like this one a little bit more.
oh,
than you.
okay, all right. Well, I don't know. It didn't really resonate with me as much for some reason. So, did you have anything you want to say specifically, or?
I think that in this song they have like a little pad kind of background, like a little airy, spacey kind of thing in the background, with just like the classic rock beat. And I think I liked all of that mixed together. Just happened to be my thing. So,
Yeah. Cool.
not much more than that though. It's
Yeah. Alan, you didn't have anything, right?
No.
Okay. And then next we got kind of that cool dance track that I was kind of alluding to, and that's High Horse, which this song has very cheesy lyrics, I think, a little bit, but somehow it works, and it's really catchy, and I dig it. I think, during my first listen of this album, this was the second song that I liked the most. It's kind of fallen down on my rankings of the songs that I like on this album, but decent track. I like it. What do you guys think?
Oh, I really like this song.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
In the mornings, like when all the kids are coming in, I'll play this song sometimes. It's a feel good song. Like,
Yeah.
gets everyone pumped up. So
Yeah.
really, really like this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun song all around, and
Definitely.
it definitely got some kind of cheesy lyrics, but yeah, it's fun.
catchy.
And
It's
cool.
catchy,
It's so
though.
catchy. Yeah.
But you're right. I don't even mind about the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because everything else is just so well done.
Yeah.
Everything
Exactly.
Yep.
there. Cool. So next we got the title track, Golden Hour. What you guys got
baby.
this one?
This is like tied with Butterflies for one of my favorite songs. It's just a cute love song. It's about like just being in a relationship that just completely turned your life around. How like she's just with this guy now who's just it's her sunset, it's her sunrise, like in her life, and it's super cute. And it's another one of those songs I won't listen to her for a while, and this song will pop in my head, and I just need to hear it again. So
It's really hitting home with you, Alan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could say that. I mean,
Nice. I'm right with you. This is a good love song, and yeah, one of the better tracks on the whole album, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love this song. This to me, okay. Oh my god, the Golden Hour name of this song. This is definitely a Golden Hour song. This is a song that is like the epitome of like that Golden Hour. So
Right.
it's all coming around to me. I haven't really.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah, I get it now though.
and just something about like the melody and like the whole sound of it and stuff. It's just very smooth and cool, and like wake up on a Sunday morning, take it real nice and easy, and listen. Kind of like it has like almost like a Jack Johnson kind of feel to me for some reason.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, that laid back. I love. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
just
so
like a
right.
Yeah, so
I really like that.
Yeah. And then we finished the album off with a little song called Rainbow. What do you guys think of that song?
Don't like it. I think I listened to it once and then didn't even finish the whole thing.
yeah, I didn't really care for this one. I kind of was hoping there'd be a stronger finish to this album, but this one kind of left me wanting a bit.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I just think that's one of the more hyped songs I think I've seen off of the album.
Really?
Yeah. Trying to think here if it has any what accolades this song has specifically.
Was this one on? Hang on, she had one that released like a few days ago. Oh, Pictures.
Oh,
You
is
guys
that a
heard
new
that?
song?
It's got Judah and the Lion, which I think I kind of
Oh.
like them, and Kasey Musgraves. It's like a. I'm sorry, I got those two mixed up, but didn't like either of them really. So, that other one is featuring Kasey Musgraves, but yeah, I didn't like Rainbow. I wish the album stopped on Golden Hour.
Yeah, me too.
I
That
wish
would've been
Golden Hour
perfect.
was. The
Yeah,
best.
that would have been a nice end track, I think. Yeah, for sure. So let's go through the accolades here of the album itself. Like as I said off the get, album of the year across all genres for Golden Hour. It also won Best Country Album. Best Country Song was for Space Cowboy.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. And Best Country Solo Performance for Butterflies, for sure. So that are just kind of the accolades it got. It got a 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5 by most musical outlets. So I think this is an appropriate time for us to give our official Torn Podcast rating. Guys, how many bottles of mead are we giving this album as a whole?
Oh, dude. I'll give it 5. I can legitimately listen to it from start to finish and not skip. Maybe I'll skip Space Cowboy, but that doesn't happen with me very often. It's even like my favorite, like Joey Pecoraro. Maybe I could do that with him, but like my favorite electronic artists, I can't even listen to them sometimes all the way through because I'm really picky. Anyway, I'm not picky with her. This album is incredible. I would personally give it 5 out of 5.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Alan?
Yeah, I think I was gonna maybe give it a 4.5, but after hearing Matt, I think I'm also gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Just because, like you said, it's an album I can listen to start to finish, and that is pretty rare nowadays. And I can only think of like a few albums in my past that I could do that with, like Linkin Park and
Yeah.
like Stone Sour and stuff. I think I listen to like start to finish all the time for some reason, which I wouldn't really give a 5 out of 5.
I was gonna say by accident.
More by accident than anything. My teenage angst kicking in. But yeah, this is just a very good, mature sounding album, and just takes you to so many different places musically that it's just a good journey and kind of hits you no matter what mood you're in to listen to music. So.
Yeah. I gotta give it a 4.5 out of 5. Very good album. I do have to skip a couple of tracks. And if I didn't have to skip them, I would give it a complete 5. But very, very good.
Yeah, well,
songs.
okay. Well, name one album where you don't skip at least one track.
Actually,
no, I can name a few.
I can name
Okay,
a few.
sorry.
Yes, I can name a few. Yeah. Like I mean, one of them you said is Linkin Park, obviously, but yeah, I mean, very, very good album. You could even persuade me, and I would give it a 4.75 out of 5. Just very good. The highs are very high, and the rest is just. I mean, even the worst song on the album is still really good. I just maybe don't care for it as much. But yeah, I think this is A great album. Like I said off the top, very surprising listen for us. Again, not something I typically listen to. This genre isn't some country pop. This style of pop isn't something that me personally I tend to gravitate to, and so I'm like pleasantly surprised with this artist, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to come out with in the future, because I really like this artist.
Totally agree. I'm really surprised. I think she's sort of going like what Taylor Swift is doing, where she's like getting a little more mainstream and a little more poppy. And if she, I mean, I really like Taylor Swift now, and also before. I like Taylor Swift a lot. Good sound. So I like this direction that Kasey Musgraves is going also. So
yeah, it'll be
I'm very
interesting to see
also.
where it, she kind of tracks and if she changes at all.
Right,
Because I know Taylor Swift's kind of going a little more edgy, kind of going a different direction from what she started, and Kasey Musgraves is a little bit older, so hopefully she goes a different direction than Taylor Swift. But it'd be really, for me, it'd be a downer if she started to go too mainstream and kind of really played up, kind of that. If she started to come out with songs more like Taylor Swift is now, or like an Ariana Grande, Seven Rings kind of BS, that would be a downer for me if she started coming out with stuff like that.
I think she will change though, just because that's just what most musicians do. It's very rare that you find a band that sounds, or an artist that sounds the same their whole career through. So yeah, I think she'll come out with something different. Just what it is, we'll have to wait to see.
What direction it goes in. Yeah, and that's what I'm most interested to see. But speaking of which, though, I mean, we have this Grammy, and this will be my final thought here. We have this Grammy award-winning artist. Guys, she's not getting any radio play as far as I can tell. Now, I haven't checked out any country stations yet, but in terms of top 40, in terms of stuff that like everyone should be listening to, this is very accessible music in my opinion. And for it to have it not be on like a pop, top 100, top 40 station is a fucking travesty, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was listening to a country station today, and I didn't hear anything of hers come up.
Right.
So, yeah, it is weird.
So
I agree, and I don't listen to the radio much, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But
yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, it's amazing to me how popular a musician can be and get almost no radio time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right, guys, great episode. Yeah,
very
cool.
Fun.
So thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Well, that's it for this episode of The Torrent. Thank you all for listening. Download, rate, and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast service. If you want to get in contact with us, feel free to send us an email, thetorrentpodcast@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter @TheTorrentPod. We'll see you guys next time.